Hello everyone and welcome back to another Looma video. Sorry for my absence, I've been a bit busy. In this video, what's going to happen is I'm going to make a bunch of cool sounds using just like various sound design techniques, and you guys can see what I make with them. Using those techniques, I will make a sample pack that I will link in the description of this video, so make sure to hit that link in the description. It'll also be available in my Looma sample pack in another subfolder in there. So if you are already a Patreon, you'll have access to that in the Looma sample pack as well, which I will update after this video. Let's just build up a really basic chord pattern here. Just go with the C major 9. So let's put a phaser on here. That already sounds like really cool. Let's just output that so we will have it in the future, so we can do like multiple things with it if we want. So we'll just grab that here. We'll rename this to chord sample loop. And I was just curious what it would sound like when there's like different points where the phaser is in a chord if we like randomize the position of the quanta. That is sick. That's actually like song worthy. Whoa. Let's modulate the position here. If you have like a position knob here and you right click on it and nothing happens, you're probably like, damn, how do I modulate that? Well, if you edit the position of it and then you go to browse parameters, you'll see over here it's highlighted the most recent knob change. So if I change the grains, you can see it selects grains. If I select position, it changes to position. And then over here I can right click and then click create automation. And then so we know the length of our sample is this long, so if we just change our position from here to here, and then we drop in a pattern. I think we have enough there, so I really like that part at the end. We can actually just loop this. So let's save this again, but we'll also make a pad that we use in the song. So what we're gonna do is take this loop that we've created, make it an octave above, then loop it a couple times, and then we'll take one of the original ones and make it like that, and then put this on 7 as well as these ones. And then it sounds like a bunch of chaos right now, but what we're going to do is put convolver on there and then do blur white. If you've watched any of my videos, you've seen this trick like a billion times, but it just never seems to fail. Like I've never not gotten good results from it, so why change it? You know what I mean? And then we're going to put in Edison onto the end of that chain. So now we can import that back in here, and then we'll save this again as sample so you can use this pad as well. Oh, it's kind of cool. I like the sound it makes when it distorts. That was unintentional, but I kind of like that, so maybe we can use that. And we can unmute these. And then if we set this to crossfade bleeding, then it will loop perfectly. Okay, so this is what we have so far. We have our pad that we made. Cool. And then we have these chords. And then we have our bass. Let's make some drums. And we're gonna do this using Serum. So I wanna go for some like Umru type drums. And I have actually made some. It really has those like clicky, wide sounding basses. So how I did it was basically by doing stuff like this and then using like the pan on like Like just doing stuff like that, making weird ass sounds. So if we take this and then layer it with like another kick that's more centered and I guess more like a normal kick, then we can get some like really cool textures on our kick because we're adding some like weird stereo width to it. So let's just do like a normal kick with this one. We have a normal kick, and then we can also like pogo it to make different types of kicks. Pogo is a really cool tool that I like to use. And then we can also clip it like the transient here. And then maybe just add a tiny bit of stereo width. And then we'll add some soft clipper onto there, which I figured out is actually what glue compressor is in Ableton. I was always so confused what a glue compressor was until I realized it's just compression mixed with soft clipping. So it's kind of unintuitive if you ask me. Shout out Ableton for not making any sense. Am I right, FL Studio users? Typically what I like to do when I compress stuff with soft clipper is like boost the shit out of the lows and then soft clip it and then take out the lows. You might be like confused, why would you add lows and then take it out? Well, what I want to do is distort the high end with the low end, and then but the only way to do that is to make the low end very loud, and then once I make the low end very loud, it's like too loud, even after it's soft clipped. So then what I do is take the low end out after the soft clipping, so I still get the effects of the low end of distortion, but it's not actually clipping. Someone's scraping the sidewalk with a shovel right now. Can you hear that? Man. And now we can resample this. Let's change the length here. And then we can make this unique as sample, and we can save it to our sample pack. Okay, so now it's like in key. So if you're using this kick in your own projects, make sure you tune it because it needs to be tuned. Cool. Okay, now we need a snare. So using kind of like similar techniques, we're gonna just like resample snares and stuff. I wonder what happens if we take a snare, and I've never really done this before. Let's take a snare and then drop it into here, and then just like go through the wavetable. So now it's like a tonal snare. I kind of want to add some tonality to it, so if we take a parametric EQ here, like that, tonal versus atonal. We could even make a melody out of this. I'm gonna do that. Okay, so we have this like loop here that we made from that, and it sounds a little atonal. I'm curious what happens if I take out the low end and then add some back in. That actually doesn't sound that bad. Let's add something to these chords. I feel like these chords just aren't completely hitting. Maybe it's the EQ. I'm gonna use my utility patcher here. So this is what it sounds like before, and this is what it sounds like after. You could hear that it sounds a lot better in the stereo width, and it has just more brightness to it, but without being like intrusively loud. It almost sounds like it's being compressed, but it's not. But I do have a compressor built into here. Let's put it into Slice X, and then we can like chop it to make it sound cool. Turn the highs down on this. Let's add another kick onto this, and I think I'm just gonna use like something like that. The only reason why I'm doing this is just to add like some more high end to it. And let's make like a cool little pattern here. One thing I like to do with these like more mono ones is pitch them up 1 octave and then add some stereo reverb like that. And it adds for like a really cool like 1-2. If that makes sense. Like if you hear that right here. You can also do them like after, like this. Let's make this a pre-kick, so we can have something to lead into some of our kicks to make them a little bit more powerful. So we can do something like this. And then if we like pitch it up like that. So let's organize this a little bit. It's kind of just a loop at this point, so let's make an intro and everything like that. So I think I want the bass to come in like here. This is going to be a lot of resampling, but what I want to do is consolidate these chords here, and then what I'm going to do is put a reverb on it after I reverse it, so like this, and then we put reverb on it, and then we consolidate it again like this, and then once we reverse it again, we'll have this loop. The reverb will basically like go into the chords, which will be really cool. And then we just take the sidechain input from here, and then we go into the limiter and we take the sidechain, move it to that. We can actually sidechain the reverb from the chords. So now we get this like really cool swelling effect that sounds really interesting. For this bass, let's add some automation to it so it's not constantly that loud. So let's take the macros here and then we'll just make some automation here. All right, so I prepared a little intro to the song here. I'll play it for you, and then your job is to make the drop and then tag me in it, post it on SoundCloud, do something with it. All the samples are in the sample pack that I put in the description, including this intro. So make sure you check that out, download it, and then make a beat. Send it to me. Post it to my Discord. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Have a good day, and good luck producing. May fortune come your way. All right, see ya.